Hello, this is a focaccia recipe. I have now put the flour, the water and some starter into a bowl. I'm gonna mix it up and see what it looks like. Now you can see it is a respectably soft dough, quite wet. I've put 70% water plus the water in the starter, so that's like well over 70% hydration. And for focaccia, you want it to be soft, so you don't care if it's a bit too wet, because it can be, it can take a lot of water. It doesn't have to rise a lot, it's quite flat. I'm mixing. So you made a mistake in saying that you don't want it to rise a lot. Actually, it does rise a lot, exactly because of the higher hydration, so the activity is going to be higher, but the final product is fairly flat, so you don't have to worry about the dough holding shape too much. So I'm just going to let it rest for half an hour. Just added some salt. You can then add the remaining amount of water, or just a dash, really to dissolve the salt, make it easier to incorporate. So then you can just go ahead and squeeze in the salt, and this is also a chance to mix the dough. Like if there's any dry flour, you can incorporate it. Yeah, so if you can feel there'll be some dry flour somewhere and you can feel some grains of salt, then just squeeze them in. Okay, this is kind of your last opportunity to get things mixing. As you can see, it's quite smooth already. Okay, so at this stage you can add some olive oil. Oops, that's a bit too much, I would say, but well, it never hurts to have more oil. Now, so once I've added the oil, I'll do a fold. So 1, 2, 2, 3. So stretch and fold. Okay, and then the final side, I'm also trying to incorporate, like just have the oil coating the whole thing. Stretch and fold. So that's it. And yeah, you will just leave it. The oil will get absorbed into the dough, and then it will make it softer. We'll come back to it in another half an hour. Half an hour later, you can see the dough has relaxed, like really fallen back into the rest of the tin. And then you do a stretch and fold again, and they should be quite stretchy. So you stretch as much as you can, and then fold. Do it to the 4 sides. Stretch, fold, stretch, fold. Okay, and then final side, stretch and fold. So look at that. So it should hold its shape quite well now, but in half an hour it will then go down again, kind of like relax back. So what we'll do is we'll just do it another 2 more times. It doesn't really matter, really. Half an hour apart, half an hour to 1 hour apart, and then we'll put it in the fridge overnight. So this is about maybe an hour and 40 minutes after. I did one more set of stretch and fold in between. Probably do one more, and then I'll put it in the fridge for the night. Before I put it in the fridge, it's important to see that it's got some activity. So, I mean, look, there is a bubble there, and you will see quite clearly, if you see on the side, some kind of small bubbles. And then if you also look in the bottom, maybe you can't really see, but there's bubbles. So the point is just that it has to have a respectable amount of activity before you put it in the fridge for overnight. Otherwise it will just not continue to rise. Now we're back the next morning. You can see that dough has puffed up. You see 1 or 2 bubbles on top, and on the side I mean, you can also see that it's come up a lot and then there's a lot of holes. I would say that it's fairly ready to go to the next stage. I have also got everything ready. I've got a tray that's going to be baked in, olive oil and whatever you want to put inside. I haven't got a lot of toppings just because I haven't, but rosemary would be very good, olive is good, and then I've just got some oregano just because I haven't got anything else. I've now put a dash of olive oil on the bottom of the tray, of the pan. It's very useful and it also makes it very tasty because it crisps off the bottom. And now I'm going to just use my fingers to spread it and then lift the dough out onto here. Here it is. I've lifted it out from the box very gently, and I've also used my fingers to kind of push it into, not into the corners because my tray is quite big, but kind of make it flatter. And then at the same time you create some holes, you sprinkle some good olive oil on top, and then you push your ingredients in, your toppings in. Just push them right to the bottom so that when the dough rises again, it will just kind of embed the topping so that it's not just staying on the top and get burned, but it's the flavor actually goes inside the dough. Now then, this can go in another a warm place or a to do the second rise. It will not take too long. I think it will just take like half an hour or something. A little difficult to tell, but you see bubbles, and if you push, you see that it has definitely puffed up, yeah? So I'd say this is more or less ready, so I'm putting it in the oven. I'll put it in the next 5 to 10 minutes, and we put it in the hottest oven you can have for 15 to 20 minutes. Once you put it in, turn it down to 180. So here it is, 19 minutes in the oven. It has puffed up, it has got a crispy bottom, it looks nice. I think it was slightly underproofed when we put it in the oven. We could have done with maybe another 20 minutes to 30 minutes, but I really wanted my breakfast, so it's a bit of a trade-off. Because when it's well proven, then it browns kind of a bit more readily, it puffs up a bit more. We'll show you when we cut into it. One thing I forgot to say in the beginning was that before you put it in the oven, you also sprinkle some salt on top. It's a tradition and it tastes nice. Makes it crispy as well in places. One thing about bread is that when it's fresh out of the oven, do not cut into it. Give it at least 5 to 10 minutes. I would say for this kind of flat bread, 10 minutes is ideal. I've now cut into it and tasted a bit as well. As you can see, it's crispy in the bottom, soft in the middle, quite airy in the middle, and very tasty as well. So I'd say I take it back. It wasn't underproof. It's perfect, just right.